been a while. It's quiz time. Yes, good afternoon. This doesn't actually work, by the way. I'm holding this to make myself look a little bit formal because today it's time for a fragrance quiz. I'm host Harry and I'm going to play along with you for this one as well. So what are we doing today? Well, this quiz is for everyone. The last few quizzes I've done, they've been super difficult, I know, and you need to be a real fragrance expert for this. Today, you don't need to be. It's more to do with general knowledge, but there'll be a fragrance theme involved as well. So what is the rules of the game? Well, essentially what I've done, I've asked ChatGPT to come up with 10 questions based on 10 different years. And I've basically picked the years based on a fragrance that came out within that year. And then essentially what they've done is they've made 3 statements. Now, 2 of them will be a lie and 1 of them will be a true. So one thing that did happen that year will be in there. However, 2 of them didn't happen that year at all. It will make more sense when you see it in a little bit, but essentially they'll be at the bottom of the screen. You have to guess. Thankfully, ChatGPT has made me a document with no answers in and then another one with the answers in. So I'll be able to check that as well with you. What we'll do, we'll go on to question 1 straight away. And yeah, I'll reveal the fragrance that came out in that year and then we'll see what potentially happened that year. There'll be 2 that are a lie. 1 of them, though, will be a truth. You have to find which one is the truth. The first year we are going on to 2012. What happened in 2012? 2012 was a big year for a number of reasons. The first reason actually was because it was the London Olympics. Huge thing in the United Kingdom. If anyone was living here, everyone wanted to go. And yeah, I didn't. I missed out. But I did leave school that year. I passed my GCSEs and it flew by. So it's time to get on to what happened. What fragrance came out in 2012? A very well known one, Versace Eros. Now, this was kind of vanilla mint. This was night out, juvenile, playful. And 13 years on, I can't believe we're saying it's that long ago, it is still super popular. There's been Flankers, Eros Flame, I'm sure there's been many more, and it's still out in its original form. People love it, playful, whatever. I'm sure it's cloned as well. I've never had it, so if anyone has, maybe that needs to be on my Christmas list. But what was the other things that could have happened in 2012? So ChatGPT has come up with 3 things. It's time for us to have a little guess. So, 2012, here are the options. Number 1, a man in Florida was arrested for trying to baptize an alligator in a public fountain. Okay. Number 2, the world was predicted to end on December 21st according to the Mayan calendar, and obviously it didn't. Well, we're all still here. And then number 3, NASA confirmed the existence of aliens after a leaked Mars rover transmission. Now, I think I might know the answer to this. So my prediction for this, again, I don't have the answers here, is number 2. And I know this for a reason because I remember when I was on Facebook, I'm hoping it was 2012, it was a big thing at school. Everyone was terrified. The Mayan calendar ended on December 21st, 2012. Apparently that wasn't quite true. The facts of it weren't true. And I always remember I joined an event and I said I'm going to 2013. It was a big event. Millions of people attended 2013 on Facebook. So I'm saying for the first question, it's number 2. Number 2, the year we are going to is 1996. What a big year that was as well, because there was a certain Harry that was born that year, the 1st of August 1996. Yeah, that feels a long time ago now. But yeah, special year for me anyway. But it was also a special year for fragrances, because the fragrance that came out that year was another big one. Acqua di Gio. Again, super popular fragrance, still around today. There's been numerous flags to this. Profumo, Profondo, more than I can even tell you. I've not owned that fragrance, but off the top of my head, it's a very versatile citrus fragrance. You could wear it with a leather jacket like this. You could wear it casually, dress up, dress down. And yeah, it's a stunner. People still talk about it today. But what also potentially happened that year, which is the one truth out of these 3 options? So, 1996, the first ever DVD was released to the public, and it was Jurassic Park. My brother would know that, I'm not sure. A sheep named Dolly became the first mammal cloned from an adult cell. I think that seems too early. Seems too technological by that stage. And then number 3, Microsoft accidentally deleted the entire internet for 3 hours during a Windows 95 update. I'm going Jurassic Park. I think it's Jurassic Park because I think Dolly's too soon. There wasn't even mobile phones back then, so I don't think they're cloning sheep. And yeah, Microsoft accidentally deleted the entire internet. Kind of goes back to what I was saying about phones. I don't think computers and internet would have been that far advanced by that stage. So I'm going to go number 1 for that. It's your chance to have a guess now, and then we're going to go on to number 3. Okay, so number 3, 2008. Again, another big year, I'm sure. That being said, I don't know what happened that year. There must have been another Olympics. There must have been an Olympics 4 years before London, of course. Anyway, what was the fragrance? That was the big story of that year. Well, the fragrance I'm going to talk about today is Dirty English by Juicy Couture. Now, I've got it by the side of me here. My brother's owned this one. It's gone up quite a bit in price, but it's woody, leather, oud. I think it's a bit of a bad boy fragrance. Citrus is in it as well. Warm, spicy, powdery, animalic. I really want this one. I think it's been reformulated a little bit, but I think this goes with the attire I'm wearing, and it's definitely on my to-buy list at some point. But what else did happen? Let's find out what did actually happen in 2008. One of these things definitely did. The other two didn't. So, 2008. A man legally changed his name to Captain Awesome in New Zealand. Could be worse names. Number 2. A group of monks in Italy formed a heavy metal band that charted on Billboard. Number 3. The International Olympic Committee introduced competitive texting as a demonstration sport. Because it was an Olympic year, and I think it would have been a trial, I'm going to say that. Number 3 for me, I'm going to say the Olympic Committee did texting as a sport. I'm such a bad texter. Honestly, I never reply, so I certainly wouldn't be getting a medal for that. But it's your chance to guess now. What is the answer to number 3? Which is the one truth? Number 4. We're going to go back in time a little bit. I wasn't around at this time. Some of you watching this, you may have been. I don't know if it was a good year, but it was 1981, and the fragrance that came out that year was a very good one. It was Chanel Anateus, one of my brother's favourite fragrances. I've never really smelt this one, and I really want to try it. So if anyone has tried it, please let me know, because it might be on the to-buy list. It's becoming a very big list, this. But it's a woody, aromatic, leather, mossy, earthy, smoky, musky, rose, patchouli, citrus. They're the main accords, according to Fragrantica. Feels like it covers a lot of bases, but I expect it's that old school, aggressive, in-your-face, confident man probably wearing this sort of thing, or a very high executive sort of role. So Chanel Anateus, brilliant fragrance, came out in 1981. But what one other thing happened in 1981? Let's find out. So number 4, 1981, MTV launched the first video ever played, being Video Killed the Radio Star. Okay. The Rubik's Cube was banned in the UK for being considered mind manipulation. That doesn't sound right. A Pepsi can promotion accidentally printed the wrong logo, and it read PC on 10 million cans. Would ChatGPT be that fun? No, they're not that fun. I'm going to say that happened. I reckon out there somewhere there's loads of Pepsi cans, 10 million to be precise, that had the wrong logo on it. If someone has got one and this is true, then yeah, you might be onto a lot of money. Number 5, let's go back to more modern times again. We're going to go back to 2017, which seems not that long ago. We're talking nearly 10 years, which is insane. So what came out in 2017? What fragrance was released in that year? Well, this is another one I haven't owned. I've owned a flanker of it, or a similar genre of fragrance to this one. It's Missoni Parfum Pour Homme. So Missoni Pour Homme. This is a very versatile fragrance. Some people have compared it to Bleu de Chanel. Not so sure, but if we look at the notes, it's citrus, woody, fresh, spicy, aromatic, fresh, lavender, leather, mossy, smoky, fruity. It's got everything, and that's why it seems super versatile. I reckon that lavender and citrus kind of in the mould of Chanel L'Homme Sport, potentially. That's what I reckon, and I do want to try that one. Had very good magnetic caps, those fragrances. But what was the questions that came? What was the one truth that came up that year? There's, of course, 2 lies in this as well. 2017. The Covfefe tweet by Donald Trump went viral and confused the entire internet. I remember that very, very well. Would that have been 2017? Surely not. IKEA introduced a meatball scented candle that sold out in minutes. Elon Musk legally bought and renamed the entire town Testerville. That can't be true. That can't be true. So 1 or 2. I think Covfefe might have been a year earlier, because I think Trump became president in 2016. Anyway, he became president again in 2024, didn't he? So I'm going to assume it was that. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to go IKEA with the scented candle, a meatball scented candle. You can still get them. or getting it in a fragrance, I will buy it. I'll make that deal. So yeah, IKEA, if you've got scented candles, that's true. Put me up. I want one. So number 6 is 2010. We're going back to 2010. And the reason I picked this year, and this fragrance more importantly, is because I love the name of it. It's basically a big contradiction. It's Juliet Has a Gun, and it's called Not a Perfume. This is for women. It's amber, musky, woody, balsamic, and warm, spicy, according to Fragrance Co. So yeah, a little bit of depth to that one. Again, my mum's had a couple of Juliet Has a Gun. Performance on them was never great, but that one, just looking at the notes with the balsamic notes, might be a bit heavier. But what happened in 2010? Was it a big year? There's one truth in this, remember? There's two lies. So let's have a look. The Icelandic volcano, how do I pronounce this? Eyjafjallajökull erupted, grounding European flights for weeks. It's got to be that. You don't just come up with that, do you? ChatGPT hasn't made that up. A man in Japan married his Nintendo DS game character in a live ceremony broadcast online. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised with anything in the world anymore, but surely not. I think the first one with this. Facebook accidentally wiped every user's photos 48 hours. I think I just about got Facebook then. I don't remember my photos being wiped. I'm going to go for the first one, the volcano erupting. Just seems the most logical. I don't think they're all going to be silly, these, but yeah, we'll find out in a minute. Okay then, number 7. We're going back a little bit again, a little bit further back. This was the year my mum and dad actually got married, I believe. I hope I'm right in saying that because I think it's a big anniversary for them coming up soon. But it's 1992. The fragrance I went for is one that my mum also loves, and it's Mugler Angel. My mum's had a lot of cream to this one. It doesn't smell like the original Amen, but this one, for me, in terms of as a women's fragrance, is just as good. Very clean. Slight sweetness to it. It's quite playful, but it's also got an element of sophistication and class. And Mugler Angel came out in 1992. It's still very much around today. So again, it's doing something right. But what potentially happened in 1992? What was the other thing here? Again, we've got one truth, we've got two lies. So, 1992, Cartoon Network officially launched on cable TV. I used to love Cartoon Network. I believe one of my favourite programmes used to be on that. Was it Tasmania? I think it was Tasmania. I think that used to be on Cartoon Network. And there was this other thing where, Cramp Twins. That was the other one. I liked that. I'm sure that was. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get through the other ones. Number 2, a goat was elected mayor in a small town in Nebraska. The US briefly banned yo-yos after a child used one to lasso a teacher. What's lasso? Anyone? I'm going to go number 2. I think a goat was elected mayor. I think sometimes these political things can get a little bit silly at times, and off the top of my head, 1992 would have been an election year. I'm going to say number 2. Okay, we're going really old now. Really old. This is World War One time. And this fragrance is one that I still think is absolutely up there today. Acqua di Parma, just the original Colonia. Super scent, clean citrus. Acqua di Parma does the very best clean citrus, easy to wear fragrances. And yeah, there's no thrills with it. It doesn't do anything special, but it's just a pure, clean, high quality signature scent. So, what else happened in 1916? Albert Einstein published his general theory of relativity. A zoo in London held a human exhibit where visitors were placed in cages to compare to animals. No way. No way is that happening. The Eiffel Tower was temporarily painted black as camouflage during World War One. No, I'm sure I would have read that. It's got to be Albert Einstein. Was he around then though? That seems very late for Albert Einstein. I'll go Albert Einstein. What do you think? Now, if you thought that one was old, listen to this one. 1860. Yes, in 1860, a Guerlain fragrance came out. It was Guerlain Eau de Cologne Imperial. And I've got it on the screen here because I had to double check that that was actually right. And it is. And it was a women's fragrance. And the notes are citrus, aromatic, fresh, spicy, fresh and woody. None of this caramel stuff that you get these days. A very pleasant, easy to wear fragrance. A little bit like, in my opinion, Acqua di Parma Colonia. But what else happened that year? Again, there's one truth and there's two lies in this. So, 1860, the first Pony Express mail service began between Missouri and California. My American history is not that good. Abraham Lincoln deliberately set fire to his beard while giving a speech. A dentist invented cotton candy and called it tooth floss. Someone's going to know this. It's got to be the first one. Again, it sounds most realistic. I don't think cotton candy or anything like that would have been a big story in that year. I don't know how Abraham Lincoln burned his beard during a speech. What was he, standing under a fireplace or something? No idea. We'll go number one. And the last year we're going to touch on, still an old year, but much, much more recent than the last two, 1988. Can't believe this fragrance came out then, because I still think it's perfect today. Davidoff Cool Water. Very clean, aquatic scent that you can just wear. I think it's got quite greenness to it. It does feel like a deep sea sort of smell. You wear it to the gym, casually, be a signature scent. It doesn't perform overly well, but it smells very much like a very popular Creed fragrance. I think Green Irish Tweed it's called. I love it. Perfect fragrance, in my opinion, to spray on your bed sheets. Calming, relaxing, top quality. Need to get it again soon. But what was the one truth that happened that year, according to ChatGPT? What were the two lies? So let's try and find the truth out of these ones. The world's first computer virus, Morris Worm, was unleashed on the internet. Unleashed on the internet. Not sure about that one. Number two, Italian France accidentally declared war on Belgium due to a translation error. No. Number three, Coca-Cola briefly released a coffee-flavoured soda called Coke Mocha. I'm going for that. Coke Mocha. Not for me, and I even like my coffee. Right, it's time to reveal the answers. Okay then, so the answer to number one. I was right. My memory's that good. So let's read the options just again, just in case you weren't sure. A man in Florida was arrested for trying to baptise an alligator in a public fountain. The world was predicted to end on December 21st, according to the Mayan calendar, and obviously it didn't. And number three, NASA confirmed the existence of aliens after a leaked Mars rover transmission. This was all in 2012. Well, only one of these was in 2012 anyway, and it was the Mayan calendar. As I said, I just remember on Facebook I was being sent all these event invites to 2013, and yeah, obviously we are still here. I think the calendar didn't really end on that day. I think the end of their year is like the 21st of December, something along those lines. But I do remember it well. I remember there was quite a lot of people quite scared the world was going to end, but it didn't. Okay, so the second question was 1996, and the three options for that one. The first ever DVD was released to the public, and it was Jurassic Park. A sheep named Dolly became the first mammal cloned from an adult cell. Microsoft accidentally deleted the entire internet for 3 hours during a Windows 95 update. I thought it was Jurassic Park. I was wrong. Dolly the sheep was cloned that year, 1996, the year I was born. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. But obviously now, 1996 feels a long time ago. We're just cloning fragrances instead now, aren't we? Maybe they should clone the 1996 fragrance that I'd written down, Acqua di Gio. Certainly enough flankers of it. And of course, plenty of clones of it as well. So I hope you're getting on well with those. Hope some of you have got 2 out of 2. Let's see if you can get 3 out of 3. So the third question, or the third year it was as well, was 2008. The fragrance that year was Dirty English. A man legally changed his name to Captain Awesome in New Zealand. A group of monks in Italy formed a heavy metal band that charted on Billboard. The International Olympic Committee introduced competitive texting as a demonstration sport. That's what I went for. It was the first one. A man legally changed his name to Captain Awesome in New Zealand. Captain Awesome. You need to name your fragrance that. You need to get a fragrance line because, yeah, I reckon it'd be quite popular. You could become a real Instagram celebrity like some of you would have seen the other day. You could become famous by doing that. Captain Awesome fragrance, I'd buy it. Well done to those of you that got that correct. So number 4 was 1981, and that was the year that Chanel Amadeus came out. The 3 options here, one of them being a truth. MTV launched the first video ever played, being Video Killed the Radio Star. The Rubik's Cube was banned in the UK for being considered mind manipulation. The Pepsi can promotion accidentally printed the wrong logo and it read PT on 10 million cans. That's the one I went for. I thought there was going to be some people out there with that can and making millions of pounds probably selling it. Wasn't true. The answer was number 1. MTV launched the first video ever being played, being Video Killed the Radio Star. I'm just going to say I wasn't born then, so I shouldn't have known it. I should have known that, really, shouldn't I? Well done to those that got it correct. We went back to more modern times then. We went back to 2017, which was Missoni Pour On, Which one here was the one truth? So 2017, the Covfefe tweet by Donald Trump went viral and confused the entire internet. IKEA introduced a meatball scented candle that sold out in minutes. Really hope it was that one. Elon Musk legally bought and renamed the entire town Teslaville. It wasn't the candle meatball, unfortunately. IKEA, you're missing a trick. You need to do that in 2025. The answer was the Covfefe tweet by Trump. Can you believe that's 8 years ago? That's mad. Yeah, I can't remember what the reason was behind it. I think he was trying to tweet something of predictive text, but yeah, Covfefe. If anyone knows what it means, let me know. But I'm sure it's probably got a new definition now. I'm sure it's got its own definition, own meaning in the dictionary these days. So well done to those of you that got that right. We are now halfway. It's time for the last 5 questions. Okay then, so 2010. So 2010 was the year of Juliet Has a Gun, Not a Perfume. My favourite name of all these fragrances just because it's different. So 2010, the Icelandic volcano erupted, grounding European flights for weeks. Please let me know how you pronounce that as well, anyone who knows what it is. 2, a man in Japan married his Nintendo DS game character in a live ceremony broadcast online. And number 3, Facebook accidentally wiped every user's photos for 48 hours. It was number 1, the volcano that erupted. That's the one I thought. The other 2 just seem, even in today's world where you read and hear all these bizarre things, they just seemed too bizarre. So yes, volcano. Please let me know how you pronounce that, erupted. Well done to those of you that got it correct. Finally got another one right. Okay, so 1992, the year that Mugler Angel came out. My mum and dad got married, of course. Let's not forget that. Anyway, so what were the 3 options? Which was the one truth out of these 3 options? So it was Cartoon Network officially launched on cable TV, a goat was elected mayor in a small town in Nebraska, and the US briefly banned yo-yos after a child used one to lasso a teacher. I was so hoping it was going to be the goat. It's not. There was no mayor goat. It was Cartoon Network officially launched on TV. But let me know, has a goat or has another animal officially ever become a mayor somewhere in the world? Be really interested. Maybe it didn't happen this year, but maybe it has happened somewhere else. Okay, so question 8 was 1916 again. Acqua di Parma Colonia. It's timeless. It's a timeless fragrance. It's still going to be around probably another 100 years' time. But what were the 3 things that potentially happened that year? What was the one truth out of these 3 options? So, number 1, Albert Einstein published his general theory of relativity. A zoo in London held a human exhibit where visitors were placed in cages to compare to animals. 3, the Eiffel Tower was temporarily painted black as camouflage during World War I. It was Albert Einstein. It was Albert Einstein published general theory of relativity. I think the other 2 just seemed too out there, didn't they? There's no way London's putting visitors in cages. And yeah, I don't remember the Eiffel Tower ever being camouflaged. What difference would it make anyway? It's too big. Get a bomb somewhere. They're just going to do it anyway, aren't they? So, yeah, there you go. Theory of relativity. I don't actually know what that is. Is that bad? It's 1860. The first Pony Express mail service began between Missouri and California. Abraham Lincoln accidentally set fire to his beard while giving a speech. The dentist invented cotton candy and called it tooth floss. So the year that the phrase that came out that year was the Guerlain one. It was Imperial, an eau de cologne, very safe citrus. Looking at the notes. And it was the year the first Pony Express mail service began between Missouri and California. It just made the most sense, didn't it? I just couldn't understand the other 2, to be honest with you. And I felt there was such a specific thing for that Pony Express. It just made sense. So, yeah, well done to those that got that right. Finally got another one right again. So, going on to the last one, question 10. Question 10, to the year of Davidoff Cool Water in 1988. One truth out of these ones, what was it? So, questions again, the statements were: the world's first computer virus, the Morris worm, was unleashed on the internet. A town in France accidentally declared war on Belgium due to a translation error. Coca-Cola briefly released a coffee-flavoured soda called Coke Mocha, which is the one I thought it was. To be fair, I've never seen that, but again, they've missed a trick in my opinion. The answer was the world's first computer virus, Morris worm, was unleashed on the internet. I don't know if that was a trial thing or if there was someone hiding in a basement somewhere, infecting everyone's computer with viruses. But yeah, obviously they probably did need to test those things as well. It probably made sense that it wasn't the Coke Mocha. But yeah, coffee's super popular. I think Coca-Cola, you need to go on to that. Maybe do it, because I would definitely try it. Or maybe do it as a fragrance. Let's have a Coke sort of mocha fragrance, and I'll definitely review it. But yeah, they are all the questions. So time to give our final thoughts. there we are. How did you get on? And more importantly, how many did you have to guess? I had to guess a lot of them, and I sometimes thought some of the more bizarre answers would have been the ones that were true. Actually, ChatGPT did a very good job of making that really hard to guess. There was no pattern there. And yeah, it makes me realise how little I know. I really need to brush up on my general knowledge. But if not, I'll just keep up to date on fragrances. I feel like I'm doing okay with that. I'm not too bad with that. And of course, as I always say, fragrances are subjective. So it doesn't really matter. I can pretend I know about them, but none of us know more than each other. It's all your opinion, and that's what really matters. But hopefully, with that quiz, you could have a little bit of a guess. But yeah, hopefully, it gave you an idea of some fragrances, some that maybe you didn't realise came out so early, some that maybe you haven't tried that you want to try as well. There's certainly some on that list I definitely want to try, and yeah, I think I might look at them on after them for Christmas. Chanel Eternatus, 100% I want to try. Versace Eros, I'm sure I've tried a tester of that one, but yeah, not for a long time. And I do want to get Cool Water back because honestly, it's one of the best bedsheet scents. If you ever spray your bed sheets, do that one. It's super relaxing, super fun, and it's perfect for the gym and fitness, which of course is a big part of my life. But yes, thank you very much for watching. Of course, there'll be plenty more fitness fragrance videos and stuff to go or to do. And yeah, I'll be doing many more sort of different themed things. So I appreciate all the comments. You know, people saying how, you know, you like the different ideas I come up with. Essentially, I lie in bed at night and honestly, I fall asleep within 5 minutes. But yeah, thinking of ideas, I love it. It's a hobby that's gone out of hand. And if anyone takes the time to watch them, just gone over 500 hours of people watching. So really appreciate that. And yeah, I said, if you're enjoying them, that makes it even better for me. But thank you very much for watching this one today. Catch you later.